Breaking terms of service, buying and selling accounts. This has been the hot topic again lately. Today we're going to take a deeper dive into that and actually take a look at what are the terms of service, what are players being penalized for, and are they all worth being banned over? Now, obviously, terms of service are going to range in how severe the actual breaking of that rule is. So I want to go through it with you guys today to see what this actually looks like. These are the Blizzard in-game code of conduct. We're going to take a look through all of these and we're going to do it here together and kind of determine if buying and selling accounts is on the same level as some of the other things mentioned here. Stay tuned and think about the friends that you play with inside of the game. Maybe yourself. Are you actually following the Blizzard in-game code of conduct? Are you actually following these rules, or are you breaking even multiple of them along the way, having received no penalty? Keep in mind, these rules were updated 11 months ago. This is nothing new, but it is very relevant to what we're here talking about today. So we're going to start with communication, all right? When participating in communication of any kind, chat, voice comms, or a group finder, you're responsible for how you express yourself. You may not use language that could be offensive or vulgar to others. So that first off the bat, it doesn't allow you to use curse words inside of the game. It will tell you you can't send that message. So I guess there's other ways that you could say things that are really nasty to other players without utilizing words that are not banned inside of the game. So yes, I'm sure people are doing that on a regular basis. Is it ban worthy for doing that? Not if you do it one time, maybe a small issue there, but not something that you would be permabanned for, unless if it was an ongoing thing where you were a toxic person inside of the game. Which takes us to also under communication, hate speech. And discriminatory language is inappropriate and is any obscene or disruptive language. Threatening or harassing another player is always unacceptable, regardless of the language used. Okay, so the language was removed right there, and now we're talking about threats, which actually ties in very much to yesterday's video. If you missed it, I highly suggest you watch that one. Violating any of these expectations will result in account restrictions. More serious and repeated violations will result in greater restrictions. Okay, so that's trying to maintain a safe and healthy environment for the players inside of the game. I will assume, and I will say right here, that I bet that everything here in these terms of service, code of conduct, all makes sense, technically. I guess the bigger question is, are they enforced? Let's go to naming right here. This is about our character naming, I'm assuming. Names are subject to the same rules established above. Any name the player has the ability to customize, such as player names, battle tags, and guild names, must be appropriate and inoffensive. Any name that violates our standards or disrupts the community will be charged, and additional limitations may be placed on the offending account per our discretion. And I said I said charged. It's actually community will be changed, so they will change those names. Take note that acceptable names are determined by player reports, and Blizzard's decision, and role-playing servers may have distinct standards for using game-appropriate names. Okay, so look at that. They actually talk about reporting players. We spoke about that about last week, how players were reporting names and clans were being removed from the Shadow Immortal reign. Not actually the reign, but actually being able to be competitive there. Having leaders get bans in their accounts temporarily because of mass reporting. We did speak about how in a certain server cluster, there was basically a pact, an agreement made that mass reporting would not happen anymore. But it says right here, player reports can determine if someone's name or account will be banned for a name. But it does say that it's also Blizzard's decision, which leads us to believe that there's actually someone there looking at these things. Whether that's true or not, we really don't know. All right, we're going to slide on down here to get to the rest of these things. Cheating. You are responsible for how you and your account are represented in the game world. Cheating in any fashion will result in immediate action. Using third-party programs to automate any facet of the game, exploiting bugs, or engaging in any activity that grants an unfair advantage is considered cheating. All right, so that brings us back to when there was like the controller. Everyone thought they were getting banned for their controllers. It was never really confirmed 100% if they were for the controllers or not. It was stated by Adam from Blizzard that controllers were not the reason for player bans, but we did have players swearing that that was the reason because that was the only thing that they were doing that could have gotten them banned. I don't know. I was not banned. I've used an Xbox controller in the past. It's not something I regularly do, but I've used it and I've never been banned for it, while other players had said that they had been. So who knows? It really is hard to tell because there's no hard answer that's ever been given. So I guess we really don't know. Exploiting other players is equally serious offense. Scamming, account sharing, win trading, or anything else that may degrade the gaming experience to other players will receive harsh penalties. I call bullshit on that one. Okay, account sharing. Seriously? I think at some high level, and this is not specific to Diablo Immortal, all games, high level players, you have people helping you grind your account. If an account is being grinded for 15, 20 hours per day, that's not being done by one person. Account sharing happens. Accounts could even be shared to be taken into different war events. Maybe that account is needed to fight the good fight in this war. Those things, you know, that all could be built. Account sharing 100% happens there. I mean, we even know that account leasing and all of that stuff happens, meaning you can, just like you would lease a car, pay a monthly fee to use an account to help out your stuff that's going on inside of the game. Win trading. That's a lot of what's been talked about lately as well. That's happening inside of the game. There have been no penalties. So like it seems like the cheating right here, this section is kind of ignored. I haven't seen people booted for account sharing, for win sharing, win trading, or account selling, scamming. I don't even know what scamming means. Like, I mean, I know what scamming means, but is that like, here, it can't mean that. I'm thinking like, I'll sell you my account and then really not sell them and like get them for money. I don't know. How do you scam with this? Either way, it doesn't say anything about buying and selling accounts. That's interesting. Or anything else that may degrade the gaming experience for other players will receive harsh penalties. I think that it's an easy argument that the topics as of late are degrading the gaming experience for some players. Behavior that intentionally detracts from others' enjoyment, such as griefing, throwing, feeding, is unacceptable. We expect our players to treat each other with respect and promote an enjoyable environment. Acceptable behavior is determined by player reports in Blizzard's decision, and violating these guidelines is result in account and gameplay restrictions. So again, leaning on the fact that this is based and determined by player reports. That's interesting. So if enough people report the people that they think are doing this thing, apparently it'll come to Blizzard's attention and then it'll be Blizzard's decision with what happens there. Huh. I did not realize that so much of this was based off of the reporting system inside of the game, which has proven to be an issue actually. While we encourage you to report players that are behaving in a disrespectful manner, falsely reporting another player with the sole intent of restricting their gameplay is also unacceptable and will result in penalties to your account. So I like that they put that there in place, that if you're false reporting, then you could receive those penalties. We haven't seen that happen though, at least to my knowledge. If it has, share your experience below, but I haven't seen that where false reporting has gotten the reporters in trouble. If you're unsure if your actions violate the code of conduct, reconsider them. We reserve the right to restrict offending accounts as much as necessary to keep Blizzard games a fun experience for all players. Now, I like how this all looks, right? Like it all pretty much makes sense. It doesn't talk specifically about account buying and account selling, but it does say over there that there are any other things that may ruin the gameplay experience for others, which would fall under. It's also like a very broad umbrella that they're giving right there. So like I said, the question is, these code of conduct items, Are you, are your warband mates, are your clan mates, are players you find in the game following this? Now, of course, this can go very far out. This could go to the point where people are saying, oh, account buying and sharing, well, AFK farming and account buying and sharing, are they on the same level? AFK farming, it's annoying. You're trying to go do you're trying to get your bounties done, and you have a party of 4 that are AFK farming, and they're kind of messing up the rotation, and it's hard to finish that bounty. Is that annoying? Yes, it's annoying. Do I think that people should be banned for AFK farming? No, I don't think so. Does it make it annoying for me as a player to go through that? Sure. But should someone be banned for that? No. We're playing an open world game where there's interactions with players in an open world. Let's solve the problem, that problem in a different way. Let's, instead of banning people for AFK farming because they're just trying to get their gear to level 30, it's not like they're intentionally hurting the gameplay experience for me, although it may. It's not an intentional thing. They're just trying to farm up their shit. So instead of that, boost up the spawn rates or something of the enemies. Make there be, instead of like, you know, the 4 really good farming spots in the game, make 40 really good farming spots so that you could kind of go anywhere and have a really high spawn rate. Then the AFK farming thing is gone. That's a solution on the Blizzard side rather than penalizing for something like an AFK farming. My point here, as though I kind of went on a tangent, there's definitely a difference, right? If you name your account something inappropriate, I mean, obviously there's different levels of inappropriate, but if you call it like dick butt or something like that, and you get banned for that, or if you have to get it changed, there's a difference between naming something and account buying and sharing, swaying the status of Immortal and all of that. All on different levels. But I think we've seen Blizzard really penalize accounts for buying from like Susan Express and things like that. Getting all of the gems that you get from an exterior source that will be able to get you all of these things much cheaper. That allows you to gain an advantage because you're getting things at 1/10 of the price. That directly takes money out of Blizzard's pocket. You're buying it from someone else that's got some criminal stuff going on. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And that was penalized. That was a big thing a year and a half ago. The pet system inside of the game. Remember when pets were, people were selling familiars at an extraordinarily high price? People were getting bans for that, which I don't even believe was breaking any terms of service. Like, if I have a gem and I could get max value for that gem, I'm going to get max value. If I have a pet that I could list for max value, I'm going to list it for max value. Why not? I mean, if the game allows me to list it there, why not? So that was a weird one as well. But so it seems, now also, there's one other note here. Account buying and sharing and leasing and selling, it does take money out of the pockets of Blizzard, right? Because if I'm a brand new player and today I come to the game and I say I want to be with the best, but it's going to take me a year and 100 grand to grind up my account, or 50 grand to get my account to where it needs to be, and someone comes up to me and say, oh, here is a 9K res account, and you could probably get this for 25,000 now, today, and you got that kind of money and you want to be there, and you don't care about the terms of service, you could do that, but Blizzard is going to lose out on that money. They're not going to get that money. They're not going to get that 50K plus it would take to get there. Or that player can lease that account and pay the owner a certain amount of money on a monthly basis to play that account. And when they're done, bored, want to start their own account or whatnot, they can then get out of it. Yeah, it directly takes money out of Blizzard's pocket, but at the same time, when you go to China, I believe there's a market inside of the game for buying and selling accounts. Like, I think in the Chinese realm of this game, now I have not played on that that format. This is all, let's be clear, this is all from what I hear from the community and stuff. There's a market for buying and selling your accounts. If I want to sell my account today, my 3K res account with everything the way that it is, I could list it. Just like you could list other things. And NetEase will take a portion of that, let's say 20%. If I sell it for $100, they take 20 bucks from that. They're profiting from that. That could, a system like that could actually be really beneficial. It would actually be beneficial to the game, because if that could happen, then when a better game comes out and your boy says, I'm switching over to this game, I'm not going to play Diablo Immortal anymore, I could list my account and I could get whatever, $1,000, get some of my money back out of the game. Versus now, the only way I could do that is if I put it up on this black market and sold it there. So would I be against bringing a market to the game that could buy and sell accounts? No, I think it would actually be beneficial. I think Blizzard would make money from doing that, which is obviously something that they want to do. And I think it would really severely cut down on the buying and selling of accounts that are happening already, but just Blizzard's getting nothing from it. So again, this video kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent as I spoke about things, but it really was about the code of conduct. Again, not a new document, just about a year old since it's been modified last. And it's really about thinking about, are more people than you think breaking Blizzard's code of conduct? Are things getting swept under the rug that aren't being followed? And being swept under the rug, I mean, by the people that are supposed to be doing the banning and giving the penalties, and that would be Blizzard, NetEase Blizzard. Actually, though, this does say Blizzard's in-game code of conduct. It does not say Diablo Immortal, and it also does not say NetEase. So this is basically on Blizzard to uphold these. And again, they definitely have their reasons if they're not upholding something, whether that be they can't figure out how to do it, or if doing it would cost them too much inside of the game and it would actually hurt their bottom line. Who knows? I'm not Blizzard. I'm a Blizzard partner. That means I don't know anything that's going on behind there except when new updates are coming. So, just something to think about. It was a good think piece that was dropped into my inbox this morning. I appreciate that that being dropped in. I think it was a good topic to bring to the community here today. Hopefully this all dies down. I'd love to get back to the regular grind inside of the game. Actually, let's do that right now. I think what we have going inside of the game today that just dropped in that I'm actually excited about is the Survivor's Bane, baby. It's back inside of the game. Get in there, do that, and have some fun. Remember, let's have some fun in Diablo Immortal.